Good afternoon. This is Dr. Dermot Hudson, the chairman of the Korean Friendship Association of the UK and also chairman of the British Group for the Study of the Touche idea. I'm also a member of the New Communist Party and a member of the International Ukraine Anti-Fascist Solidarity. Today I'm recording this interview for Points News about the forthcoming Olympics in Paris and about what do I think of the Olympics. What do I think France is a suitable venue for the Olympics? Well, first of all, I think wherever the Olympics are held, it always imposes a big burden on the local population. Many of the countries where the Olympics have taken place, like Brazil, for example, have very great problems. And holding the Olympics means that resources are diverted from the local population to paying for the Olympics. And I think France will be no exception to this. I was in France back in 2007 and I noticed in one or two parts in Paris that the infrastructure was decaying. Some areas look very run down and grotty, they look like a ghetto. Didn't look good, but basically. So the first question arises, will it be safe for the Olympics in France? And I think no, because I think at present France is in a great deal of turmoil. There's been a lot of unrest in the last few years in France. There are massive protests taking place in France all the time over the issue of the pension age, over the issue of cutbacks. The Macron government is imposing austerity on the people, but at the same time trying to hold these very expensive Olympics. So I do not think for that reason it is good to hold the Olympics in Paris. And yes, it probably will not be very safe. And also I think in France you've got a government without a mandate because the New Popular Front won the elections, but the government has not stood down. So you've got a country which is in a very contradictory situation, very tense. Things could explode any time, really. Are there risks of attacks on Israeli athletes? Well, yeah. Well, I mean, it goes without saying because Israel has put itself in a position where it is likely to be attacked. It's committing genocide against the Palestinian people, over 35,000 Palestinians massacred, and they continue the war in Gaza. So it will inevitably be some kind of backlash against Israelis. In fact, why is Israel even participating in the Olympics? Shouldn't they be excluded from the Olympics because of the genocide against the Palestinians, because they are a fascist Zionist country? They shouldn't really be participating in the Olympics in the first place. And the other question is, will the French authorities have time to prepare all facilities for the start of the Games and cleanse the Seine River of harmful substances? Well, I think the answer to that is clearly no. And lastly, in my opinion, will the Olympic Games be at a high level? No, they won't, because of all the reasons I've mentioned above. France is a decaying country. It's still an imperialist power. It's got troops in Africa. but nevertheless, it's a decaying imperialist power. And, when I visited France, you can see the signs of decay, of poverty. So I can't imagine that the games could be held at a very high level. So, I mean, I think overall the Olympics in France will be a failure, and moreover, they will impose a very big burden on the French people and will not benefit the French people. So, my opinion overall of holding the Olympic Games in France is negative, and I think a better host country for the Olympics could have been found. Well, thank you for giving me this opportunity to present my views. Good afternoon to you all. Goodbye.